I live in California and it's shit, is what a lot of residents would think. But California is like most things and it's filled with the good and the bad. And when you have so much good, it's easier to get so much more bad. Anyways, I was visiting my new college when I saw a flyer about that very topic. Imagining California, a political social justice blah 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 organization. Basically, it was an art submission calling to express California with its pros and cons. Now, most people would walk past an event like this, but I thought it would be interesting to try to submit something and make the best artwork there as a freshman that hasn't even stepped on campus yet. So here we are, showing the workflow of how I drew this wonderful disaster of a state. For context, California is kind of funny. A lot of people think California is a dream to live in. It has amazing weather, beautiful nature all around. It has tons of economic opportunities and tons of celebrities. It isn't called the Golden State for nothing. You can live in California and it feels like its own country, and that's what people like about it. But that makes an unfair judgment of the state because there are some things that are kept hidden. On the flip side, California has tons of wildfires, homeless people everywhere, a history of murders and enslavements, hellish expenses. I mean, look at these gas prices. And we also have the Kardashians, so I wanted to try to express all of that inside my art. So starting off, here is the crappy sketch I made that no one can really understand but me. In basic, there's a shape of California in the middle, and it's used to separate the art into 4 different scenes. Then there's the girl in the middle, and she's well, I don't really know what she's doing yet, but whatever. This is due in like 2 days, so let's just go. Here, I'm just trying to define ideas and objects in my sketch, and I think in the right corner I'll have the positives of California, the bustling cities filled with palm trees and fireworks. The left corner, I'll have a beach with a hint of the past when the Spanish came and pissed everywhere. The bottom right, I'll have some wildfires and some dead natives, and in the left bottom, maybe some homeless people. And yes, homeless people are abundant here. It's not even hidden. You'll just come to LA and everywhere, they're just around. They aren't too much of a problem, not gonna lie. They just kind of wanna chill and survive. I guess California has such good weather that anyone can really just sleep anywhere and it'll be comfortable. And I think that's why New York is kind of chillin'. We all know the true solution to the homeless problem is bad weather. Anyways, back to the art. I had to block out and choose colors, but that's kind of hard, especially for drawing something as ambitious as this. So I just started adding JPEGs to get my brain running, trying to see what would look good. And honestly, I have no clue if that works. It's just random experimentation, like Bob Ross says. Happy little accident. And it's pretty funny defying the conventional art laws, just pasting it in a city if I needed one. It's all super messy, and it's to ensure I have a good color scheme without having to add details. I really wanted to go out and beyond and make the best art piece in the submission just to wow anyone who saw it, even though it was unlikely. Plus, it's simply just a good idea for an artist to get your artworks out there, and I really don't understand why you wouldn't want to submit a piece if it was completely free like this. I don't care if you're a timid artist or you have absolutely no time. If you want to be successful as an artist, you have to take every opportunity to get your artwork out there, especially for things like this. I mean, if you think about it, submitting to things like this can only really benefit you. So with this way of thinking, I randomly decided to make the character in this drawing an artist. As you can see, she's painting the future of California. Wow, what a meaningful piece of art. But seriously, having meaning in art is pretty cool. Why draw some boring scenes of California when you can do something as crazy as this? Now with my JPEGs down and a bunch of blobs of color, I wanted to tidy up the sketch to actually see what the hell I'm doing. My sketches are certainly not elegant, but they work, just like California. I ended up erasing like half the image and redrawing it, but with more detail. This is basically so I can tell what the frick I'm supposed to be rendering, and it must be nauseating to see my work process of making art. Also, for some reason, I just realized that my drawing tablet does this weird wobbling thing, like my strokes become pixelated or some crap. I don't really know why this happens, neither do I care too much because I can still make good art anyways, but it's just kinda weird. Maybe if my art videos do better, I can get a new drawing tablet. Oh, and I need to improve on folds. This is so nasty. Now I actually start drawing and painting some crap instead of using JPEGs, which is good. Today I have a Latino girl since California has origins from that. I think it's a good idea to draw different races in the anime art style instead of just white, Asian, colored people, creatures. Wait, what ethnicity are anime girls? Japanese people do not have eyes this big. Maybe anime is a new race of humans that defy conventional standards. I mean, when we're drawing anime girls, we call them anime girls, not a white girl or Japanese girl. I mean, look at the features. White people are light-skinned with blonde, red, and brown hair. Africans have black skin with curls. Asians have straight black hair, and anime people have colorful rainbows and wide-ass eyes. So they're a different race. That's more accurate, right? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should focus on the art instead of some random rant. It still hurts how ugly these folds are in the drawing. I definitely haven't mastered that. Like, how did I look at this and decide to just move on to the background? What was I thinking? But I guess rendering is pretty hellish, especially with this much crap on screen. The highlight of this drawing has to be me giving up on drawing palm trees and just pasting a JPEG instead and drawing on it a bit. But honestly, JPEGs work pretty fine if you know how to use them. I like incorporating them into my style because why draw something when you could just reuse something? Unfortunately, there's not that many good JPEGs of dead, burnt corpses, so yeah, you gotta draw that. For the city part of the drawing, I wanted to show off why California is so great. I added in popular elements like the Golden Gate Bridge, Disney World, Hollywood, and LA. Compared to the other scenes, it is very romanticized, especially with all the pink. And I really wanted to represent that part because I feel like sometimes people forget how beautiful California is. I know a ton of people that have lived here their whole lives and don't do anything here. They don't go to the cities, they don't take advantage of all the fun things to do around here. They don't travel around this great state. And all they really complain about is homeless people, the cost of gas, and the high mortgage. And just like the artwork, if you only look down, you're only gonna see the bad. But if you look up, you might see something brighter. So try not to dog on California because it's pretty nice here, especially because it's our home. This is why it's beneficial to know how to use Photoshop and photography as an illustrator, because look at that homeless perfection. Oh crap, it's due today. Gotta add some quick squiggles. With all the quarters rendered, all that's needed are tiny little details as well as adding some words. After a couple hours of work, it's finally done. The color scheme here is just phenomenal. As an artist, I can't explain why this works well, or how I chose the colors because, it was an accident. The use of JPEGs is almost unnoticeable without zooming in, and when you're zooming in, you can finally realize how funny this artwork is. This really is one of my best pieces so far, just because it reflects California so well. It's a state full of life, beauty, history, filth, and blood, and I think it's a wonderful place to live. So those of you who hate California for what it is, you must be fun to be around. And for those who blindly love California, you must be living in Beverly Hills. So be a good California resident and admire the burning dumpster fire, but also help clean it up. If you don't, please move. And going back to why this art piece represents California so well, it's because, just like California, this artwork is in no doubt beautiful, diverse, and ambitious, but it's also a disaster, because I can't even seem to spell California correctly, and I ended up submitting it like this, like an idiot. In the end, the results came out and my piece did get featured, and they invited me to this event, but as expected, this stuff isn't really something special. They took the time to invite me, and then I got uninvited, but outside the event building, there stood the art, printed and framed, and it is something small to be proud of. No one will really end up caring or seeing this art piece because it's on the 6th floor of some random building in my college, and because the curator or whoever made this event didn't seem to care to meet us or even give us anything. I just gave away free art, basically. But what's wrong with that? Spending that 10 minutes in that unexplored hall alone, looking at other artworks and my own artworks, was pretty fulfilling, and I definitely would do it again. As always, if you want to support me, you can check out my commissions in the description below, and be sure to make some more fun.